Hello, guys. Yes, I know the weekly sip is supposed to happen on Sunday morning, not Saturday afternoon. I've had to juggle around the schedule a little bit. Um, Lilith and I are doing the Tubcast tomorrow instead of today. Have to accommodate schedules. You know how it is. You know how it can get sometimes. I also know that Adam and Sitch comes on soon. Wait, is Adam and Sitch Sunday or Saturday? Oh yeah, Adam and Sitch is. Oh, I was gonna raid Adam and Sitch if they were streaming tonight. Who's streaming tonight that can be rated? I guess the Archcast. Yeah. I don't mind streaming. I don't mind rating the Archcast. We can do that. I have not had the Tidge, you've definitely noticed this. But I have not had the time to devote to the weekly sip in the past, basically since the start of the year, that I used to. And today, unfortunately, is no different. I've been trying a whole bunch of different things, and they are finally kind of coming to fruition. Did you guys notice all the shorts I've been putting out? YouTube has been doing something with the shorts algorithm. Basically, all of your stuff, all your streams, all of your videos, they all get massively boosted if you upload regular shorts. So, channels that upload shorts, they blow up. Channels that don't upload shorts, they basically get left behind. Yeah. You hate them? Why do you hate them? Hey, American, what's up? Why do you hate them, dude? So, what I'm looking to do is, for the most part, reorient the videos into shorts. So like a video comes out and then maybe I'll put out like a short of it and it'll be like, hey, here's like a central point of that video condensed down for the YouTube algorithm because fuck YouTube, am I right? Also, the Giga Chad one was fun though. doing the whole Demon Mama thing where she like freaked out at the mention of my name. Oh fuck, that was funny. I was talking to Chud Logic about it in private. I'm like, Chud, should I do this? Is this too spicy? And he's like, no, man, do it. Can you mark them as shorts in the title so I know not to click them? Well, okay. I can do that. Oh fucks for sure. But like they should appear in their own tab on the YouTube channel, right? They should. Let me go see. Yeah, they do. So it shouldn't be that bad, right? Just don't go to the shorts channel. But anyway, Dave's actually working on some shorts right now. While I do this, I like did a bunch just to see how the process was of making them, and now Dave's kind of trying his hand at it. Oh, you have the bell rung for me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I apologize for you liking my content. I guess like yeah, I probably could put shorts in the title just to make it easier, right? I've never seen shorts mixed with normal videos. Yeah, they used to be like way back when they started, like last summer. Oh man, coffee, dude. I'm just hanging on by the seat of coffee right now. Okay, so what's a few things to talk about? There's the short situation. In fact, if you haven't watched the Giga Chad short, it's amazing. You know what? I'm just gonna be self-indulgent and watch it right now with you. Okay? Let's get my headphones on. Okay, check this shit out. Check this shit out. Okay. Here's the shorts panel. I'm gonna try to do 2 a day, maybe. Just turn like a central topic of a video into like a 1-minute short. And also, if any drama like this happens, I'll do it again. I'll do something like this because it's honestly, I just love taunting these fucking losers. It's so fun.
I just want to thank personally
Erudite's great.
Pisco,
She's a really cool
Brianna
lady.
Wu,
Even
Matt
Mama is
Madden,
not.
Chud Logic, Will and his channel, Stardust, and Short Fat Otaku. There are many.
Short Fat Otaku? That is the worst thing that you could put at the end of this video. Bitch, fucking Short Fat Otaku is like an OG Gamergate freak.
Yes, I am. Dude, this here, on mental health stuff, I am your expert. Let me shout out SFO, who has spent years bullying random people into therapy. Good. You guys fucking need therapy, and the world is better if you're in it. Honestly, I'm just having a lot of fun with shorts right now. They're like, I don't know if I'll keep them up, but fuck, are they fun. Wait, you're talking to Demon Mama tomorrow, Flamenco? Jesus, I'm sorry. Yeah, 9 years later, and they're still talking about Gamergate. Jesus Christ. Wait, is Shu hanging out with Keffels now? You gotta send details on that one. Oh, you're talking to Erudite. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. No, Erudite's really cool. So basically, I'm experimenting with shorts. I'm making the new videos are coming. I had to mix around the weekly sip and the tubcast this week, so you'll see Lilith tomorrow. What else is going on that I've been doing? Majestic Star Duelist for 10 euros. Thank you. Hi, Dev. I like the shorts. I thought I missed an upload, but they are well edited, especially the Giga Chad one. Also, do you think the Ohio train crash will turn Ohio into a supernatural Eldritch Haven? I mean, isn't it already? Thanks for the money, though, man. Thank you. So what else? Yes, I know I haven't gotten to the Minecraft server yet. I know I should have done it weeks ago. Oh fuck! It feels like everything is just barely being held on by the seat of my pants, and like everything's demanding my attention. I will get to it. Once the videos have basically been streamlined. I can make videos really consistently now. The shorts are like half streamlined. I think once I can get the content pipeline streamlined so that stuff's coming out and you guys aren't bored, then I can work on the side projects. And you know what? We're actually chugging along at a pretty good pace. Like things are pretty good now. Oh, Shu's going to stream with Keffels today? Jesus. All right. Where'd you guys see that? Because isn't Shu on Head off Twitter? Yeah, she's off Twitter. Is it on Keffels' Twitter? Like, what the fuck? Why? Oh, wait. Oh. Keffels is doing a Why I Left the Left arc? Dude, Keffels has to be like the most fucking slimy opportunist. The most slimy opportunist possible. Alright? Keffels was never on the left or on the right. She was only ever on Team Keffels. That's all this shit was in the end. Such fucking nonsense, dude. Issue's Twitter is gone, dude. Dev, please stop with the shorts. No. So yes, I will want now that like things are kind of finally shaking out and all my effort is producing finally. I know, for example, like both Apple's Ghost and Titanium Dragoon Neo in the chat, you guys have been like watching me be really, really fucking lazy in the past to watching me be not so lazy now. And you guys have like seen the progression, so hopefully I'll be able to devote time to side projects. It's just a bit annoying that the shorts are directly taken from the videos. Well, that's what a lot of people's shorts are, honestly. Because I'm also I made an SFO TikTok. All right, it's just literally just if you use TikTok, go to TikTok and just follow Surefire Otaku. It's my same name. But basically, I'm re-uploading them there to try to get a little bit of traction on that audience. Actually, what's really funny is... Okay, hold on. Check this out, guys. Check this out. On TikTok, I already have a community guidelines violation. I have noticed something, though. YouTube Shorts can only be 1 minute long. But on TikTok, they can be 4 minutes long. So, for example, the stop overreacting at the gym 2-part shorts, that was a 1-part on TikTok. So there are some interesting... But basically, this is something I'm going to try to do. If you do use TikTok, feel free to follow me here. I don't expect this to go anywhere, but I will treat it like I treat BitChute and Rumble and the other side platforms. You know, another place to upload another type of content. It's not gonna. It won't be my main focus. The videos and the streams will always be the main focus. This is like something extra to see if it works. That gym video still triggers me. Oh, $2 from Stug, the daily short. Thank you. I don't know how many shorts you have to post to really make your channel blow up. I'm gonna try to do 1 or 2 a day. That's the goal for the shorts. But anyway, that's the shorts conversation. That's the Minecraft TF2 server conversation. All right, I'll check it out after, Tomenko. Thank you. What are the other things that I've been doing? Oh, yeah. So because of Dave's sickness, we haven't been able to get back to Hogwarts Legacy on the stream. And you know what? On Monday, Atomic Hearts comes out. For those of you who don't know, Atomic Hearts is that a game partially funded by the Russian government. And people are like, Atomic Hearts versus Stalker to decide who wins the Russian-Ukrainian war. And it's like, oh, okay. But because Atomic Hearts is a meme game and it actually looks like okay, I might pick it up and play it Monday on the SFO arcade. Are you guys interested in that? You guys think about that? You guys want to watch me play Atomic Hearts? Is there any interest? If there is, I'll do it. Dev, that's not true. Atomic Hearts is not funded by the Russian government. Let me look this up. Because I heard from everyone that it was. Question. Okay. The very first thing as soon as I searched the game. Questions remain over Atomic Heart developers' Russian origins. Okay. How long before Keffels is hired by the Daily Wire? Stug, $2. Thank you. That's actually really funny. Who the fuck knows? That's never gonna happen, but like, Christ, that's funny. Hey, wait. Oh, they just pay the necessary taxes any Russian corporation has to? Oh, okay, yeah. Fair enough. I did not see the horrible Atomic Heart bad video. Is there a horrible Atomic Heart? If there is, send it to me on DMs, okay? DM it to me on Discord. That was an allegation levied by a video that went viral. I haven't seen that. Fuck. I guess send me the video so I can watch it later. Because now I'm kind of curious. I'm Russian. When the game was first announced, I was excited to see a Russian game be popular, but now I hate that it's getting attention. Gamers' money will fund Russia's war. Damn, RIP. Oh, is this the they pay tax, they fund the government argument? Yeah, that's honestly a kind of a dumb argument, frankly. Well, in any case, I'm thinking of playing Atomic Hearts on Monday when it comes out. I think it'll be funny. I think it'll be a good stream. If there's interest for Dave and I to check it out instead of playing Hogwarts on Monday, we'll do that. We'll do that. But you know what? Once Dave is in tip-top shape again and Naomi's work schedule works out, we will in fact play Atomic Hearts. Or sorry, we will in fact play Hogwarts Legacy again. Is there any other news? aside from the news I'm going to go over. Atomic Heart, singular. Okay, sorry. Thanks, bud. Here. I guess we'll do the next thing then. Oh, actually, I heard that shorts can be done rather than a widescreen format in a square format. Like, rather than 1080 by 1920, they can be 1080 by 1080. Is that true? Holsteiner, thanks for the $5. Redica's current lawsuit has gotten goats into the U.S. court system. I was dying laughing. What are you talking about? Is Redica doing a lawsuit? Play songs of 6? What is that? Timcast. Timcast with Lilith. You mean Tubcast? Okay, hold on. There was one more thing I want to talk about, and it's already blasted in my mind. Oh, yeah. Can shorts be 1080 by 1080 as a square? YouTube shorts don't have to be vertical as long as they're at least square. You can create shorts with a 1:1 aspect ratio. Oh. Okay. Would you guys prefer that? Would you guys prefer square shorts flooding your feed instead of like long phone shorts? Then again, I don't think you can upload those to TikTok, can you? TikTok's resolution 9:16 or 1:1 with sidebars. Oh, okay. Phone aspect ratio is fugly. Still gonna show it in a vertical window. People will naturally hate it. Show it in a triangle. Okay. You know what? I'm still doing experiments. I'll figure it out. Okay. Let's go on the road though. So, if you want to send me packages for that I can open on the stream, there is my PO box. Please consider piling all your garbage into a box and shipping it over here. As long as I won't get sick from it, I don't really care what it is. Also, as always, please consider supporting the channel somehow. Get yourself into the D Club in my Discord. $5 recurring monthly through Patreon Subscribestar, the YouTube memberships, or the Twitch sub button. Please consider it. Oh. 2:40 p.m. coffee. Jesus Christ, I gotta get myself under control. Redica's involved in a lawsuit. He's being sued by a fool who made films depicting minors being threatened with rape. What the fuck? All right. Thanks for filling me in, I guess, man. Here. Let me figure this out real quick, okay? Just give me a moment, my friends. Give me a moment. Is it this? Yeah, okay. Hello, here's my fat hand. Someone sent me this. Someone sent me a package. Here it is. It's just a... Let's see what it is. Oh my god. Oh. Someone sent me a copy of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on the Switch. Does this mean that you want me to play it on SFO Arcade? I still haven't played 1 and 2. I appreciate it, though. What does the letter say? There is no letter. Just... Oh. Well, thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate it. I'll have to look into Xenoblade Chronicles then, I guess. That's really cool. I'm reading the back. Neat. I'm trying to remember if I already have a copy of it or not. Because if I did, then I'll reimburse you or I'll give it to somebody or something. Can't wait for Dev to open an Anthrax package. Nice. Well, okay then. As I said, I'll open up whatever packages you like. Just send them to me. Oops. Just send them to me to this on-screen address. And that's what we'll do. Get my ricin package. Anthrax. Fuck you guys. Escape Velo for $5. Good to see you're doing well. Hope everyone's having a good day. Thanks, man. Appreciated. Very appreciated. Want to get to the articles, guys? Let's roll. Here we go. Let's check it out. Double amputee with a knife shot and killed by police. The family claims excessive force. What? I mean, he's got his arms. So was he just like, he had his knife, but he was like in a wheelchair? He had no legs? Hold on. Videos purportedly capturing the moments before the shooting death of a double amputee man holding a knife after a stabbing attack are raising questions about whether police used excessive force. Jesus Christ. In the Southern California city of Huntington Park. On Thursday afternoon, Huntington Park Police Department officers responded to a report of a stabbing. Jesus. Responding officers found a victim suffering from a life-threatening stab wound, resulting in a collapsed lung and internal bleeding. The victim described the attacker as a black man in a wheelchair who dismounted the wheelchair. He dismounted the wheelchair, ran to the victim without provocation, and stabbed him in the side of the chest with a 12-inch butcher knife, and then fled the scene in the wheelchair. Jesus. During the search, the police found the alleged suspect a few blocks away holding the knife. The suspect ignored officer commands and threatened to advance or throw the knife, and officers used 2 separate tasers to try and subdue the suspect, but failed. The suspect continued to threaten officers with the butcher knife, resulting in an officer-involved shooting. Damn. He was struck by gunfire in the upper torso and was pronounced dead on the scene. Involved officers were placed on paid administrative leave pending ongoing investigations, which is pretty normal. The authorities did not name the man who died, but members identified him as 36-year-old Anthony Lowe. Attorneys for Lowe's family have filed a claim against the city, the first step towards a possible wrongful death lawsuit. City has 45 days to respond. Okay. I mean, if it went down as the cops described it, it seemed like, what the fuck was the guy doing? But then again, who knows, right? Who knows? CNN reached out to the medical clinic, which declined to share the video of the event and said it had been turned over to the authorities. Bystander videos of the incident posted on social media appear to show the confrontation between the police and Lowe on Thursday. 2 uniformed officers are seen pointing their guns at Lowe. Lowe then appears to move himself in the opposite direction, holding something shiny in his hands when an officer walks behind him. A police car then obscures the view. Another video shows the moment when officers appear to open fire. The way they killed my son, they murdered my son in a wheelchair with no legs, said the mother. So they need to do something about it. I want justice for my son. Why was your son stabbing people? Okay, hold on. This is on TikTok. Can we watch this? I'm gonna turn my head for this. I didn't see anything. Wait. I didn't even hear anything. I didn't even notice the audio was on. Sorry, guys. I can't even see it. It's like blocked. It's blocked by this car, it looks like, you know? Fuck. Well, okay then. Copyrighted? Oh no. I mean, if this guy, okay. Oh, he had been dealing with a lot of depression over the loss of his legs in an incident around a year ago. Well, maybe you shouldn't be stabbing people. Fuck. God damn. Wait, is this the same one? Cops in the U.S. shoot a double amputee as he fled on stumps. He attempted to flee on the stumps of his legs. Yeah, it's Huntington Park. Okay, this is the same one. So he was trying to run away from them by running on his stumps? Here he goes. He's going. He's running away. He's like, I'm out of here, baby. He still has his knife, too. You can see the knife in his hand. He has the knife. He hasn't. I think they cut it just before they shoot him. Yeah. See, look. Looks like he turns to like throw the knife, and the cop backs off. Then he pulls his gun out, and this is probably where they shoot him. They shoot him in the torso. He falls to the ground, landing on his stomach. He was tased twice, but the deployment of the taser was ineffective. He attempted to throw the butcher knife again. Yeah, so like this seems pretty like. I hate myself that I laughed. Okay, there's some black humor in this for sure. Okay, like I understand. I was laughing in my head a little bit too, but let's talk seriously though. Clearly, this guy's at fault, right? Like he stabs someone, he still has his weapon. He moves to throw it at the cops. Of course, they're gonna fire back. Like a throwing knife is still a ranged weapon. This is not like some racist cops decided to kill a random disabled black man. Black humor, but bump. All right, let's continue on. Fortnite is now responsible for at least 200 divorces. Oh my god. Fortnite is probably the most popular video game in the world right now. It is also the best new way to keep in touch with long-distance friends. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem that great for maintaining other kinds of relationships, specifically marriage. There are at least 200 divorce filings that cite too much Fortnite playing as a reason for ending the marriage. Wow. Guys, it's not even that good of a fucking game. More than 200 couples filed for divorce in 2018 while citing Fortnite and addiction to other games as a reason for the split. A victory royale that is not, at least for the spouses on the receiving end of that negligence. These numbers equate to roughly 5% of the 4,665 petitions we have handled since the beginning of the year. And as one of the largest filers of divorce in the UK is a pretty good indicator. Okay, so 5% of British divorces are happening because of Fortnite. Good job, guys. Good job. Gawker is shutting down again. The Bustle Digital Group pulls the plug on Gawker after 18 months and is laying off 8% of staff company-wide. Now, you'll recall that Gawker was basically put in the ground by Hulk Hogan a few years back and then revived after it got bought out. Well, it's dead again because no one gives a fuck about Gawker. Gawker, the gossipy and snarky pop culture site rebooted in mid-2021, is shutting down for a second time. The CEO of parent company Bustle Digital Group is citing the need to prioritize better monetizing sites. In July 2021, Gawker relaunched under the ownership of Bustle Digital Group, whose founder and CEO, Brian Goldberg, bought the website's assets for $1.35 million in a bankruptcy option in 2018. The original Gawker went dormant in 2016 after Gawker's parent company went belly up after losing a legal battle with wrestler Hulk Hogan. Now, I recall talking about this back in the day because Gawker was a player in Gamergate, and so we would talk about Gawker, semi regularly from 2014 to 2016. What a garbage website that was. Buy it. Okay, guys, send me super chats, okay, and I'll buy Gawker. Donate to this. Donate to the Gawker Fund, guys. I'll buy it and turn it into like a nonsense site, even more nonsense than it was. The group had hired Leah Finnegan, who worked at the old Gawker, as editor-in-chief of the new Gawker. On Wednesday, Finnegan said in a tweet that Gawker was folding. Well, after an incredible 1.5 years, the parent company has decided it is done with Gawker 2.0. Can't say enough about how proud I am of the site and all the brilliant people who worked to create it, and what a staggering shame it is. Had an absolute blast. Wow. Gawker published... What is Gawker? What did they do? It's just some terrible fucking like drama website. Okay, it was like half Kotaku, half Vice and Vox, with like a dash of the Mary Sue or Queerty. It was just garbage. It was all around garbage. They published Hulk Hogan's sex tape and then got sued into oblivion by Hulk Hogan. And they had to shut down in 2016. And it was fucking hilarious. Yep. So Gawker's done. Gawker's done. Let's see. Among the last stories published on Gawker were Andrea Riseborough, guilty of being a good actor with friends who appreciate her. Robert Zemeckis, I love using the computer to make Tom Hanks look insane. Why is Taylor Swift always showing feet? The best and worst media TikTok accounts, and surprising no one, George Santos is a Disney adult. Who knows why this website failed? Who fucking knows? Buy it and gift it to Josh Moon. Fuck. Hold on. Today's latest round of layoffs and the closure of Gawker came after more than 2 years of attempting to bargain a first contract with BDG, and on the heels of more recent bargaining dates being outright cancelled by the company. The Writers Guild of America will continue to press for a contract that both protects our workers' rights and guarantees a severance that acknowledges their labor and the worth they create for the company. They created no worth for the company. That's why the fucking thing folded. Like, there's no worth here, man. What worth is being created if they couldn't even publish anything that anyone wanted to read? This is just like history of the company, but like, fuck. Oh, God, they're so stupid. Affairs put a spring in your step, boost your self-esteem and life satisfaction, but only if you're a woman. Oh, God. Okay. When George Michael sang about cheating on a partner and never wanting to dance again, he may have been onto something. That's because men are more likely to report low self-esteem and a decrease in life satisfaction after having an affair, while for women it's the opposite. Researchers from Tilburg University collected data on German adults over 12 years and asked them about their well-being as well as their relationships. From a large cohort, they focused on 609 people who had been involved in an affair and 338 who had been the victim of one. Analysis revealed on the whole, women who cheated and reported an increase in self-esteem and life satisfaction after the affair. Meanwhile, the opposite appeared to be true for men, who suffered more after committing adultery. The study, published in the journal Psychological Science, reads, our analyses detected one group of participants who seemed to recover and even thrive after infidelity: unfaithful women. Women's affairs are more likely to be a result of partner dissatisfaction, and consequently, their affair might be a wake-up call for their partners, leading to positive behavioral change. So, the implication here that they're going with is that women cheat because their men suck. And so that tends to make, because the women don't really like the men that they're with, that tends to make them feel better. But men don't cheat for that reason. Men don't cheat because their women suck. Men cheat because they just want to fuck multiple women. I think that's the logic they're going with. There's probably like a little bit of truth in that, But I can't think that's not the whole story for sure. Like, there's no fucking way. A look at outcomes suggests that male perpetrators were more negatively affected by the event. The results also revealed that cheating was preceded by a gradual decrease in personal and relationship satisfaction over several years. This could be triggered by a number of reasons. For example, a lack of honest communication or a significant life event such as having a baby. In perpetrators, this decline might be a reason for starting an affair or even an intentional distress management strategy. In victims, In victims, a decrease in well-being might be the result of feeling the partner's dissatisfaction or represent a casual factor, increasing the likelihood of being cheated on. Unhappiness has been associated with poor outcomes in social life in previous research. Okay, this all sounds about right, yeah. If your friends are having affairs, you're more likely to cheat too. Researchers from Reichman University in Israel discovered that when adultery becomes the norm, feelings of commitment to a current partner are reduced, while desire for an alternative mate increases. And they warned that that phenomenon appeared to affect males more than females. So if all your guy friends have side pieces, you're going to want to have a side piece too. Infidelity is one of the most commonly cited reasons for divorce in the UK. Not Fortnite. A YouGov poll carried out in 2015 revealed that as many as 1 in 5 Brits have had an affair. Fucking hell, dude. Jesus. That's wild. I mean, there's probably a lot of truth to some of this, right? Like, there's definitely gonna be guys out there who are shit. They're shit partners. Maybe it's their fault, maybe it's not their fault, maybe something happened to them, maybe work is too tough or they're working too much or whatever, but they're shit partners and their woman cheats on them. And if they were better, their woman wouldn't cheat. That's probably true. But you know what? The woman still chose to cheat. It's still her fault in the end. All right? And also, I think that logic cuts the other way too. And of course, sometimes you just have a crazy batshit partner that you need to fucking get rid of. You know what I mean? My mate cheated on his now ex-wife. He was so happy that his happiness became infectious. Dude was walking on cloud 9. Probably just hated his wife at that point, you know? Let's continue on. What is this? This is an image. Uh-oh. Is it bad? Oh, yeah. So, Cutie Cinderella was one of those women who was crying over deep fake porn, and she's like, "You can't sexualize people without their consent. Oh my god, how you fucking! I'm gonna sue the deep fake site. Fuck the internet. Fuck all the chatters. Fuck everyone." And here she is, just a couple of days before that whole shit show went down. I did a video on it, so go back and watch the video. But a couple of days before that all went down, she's saying, "I just found out that Myth and Bjersen don't have a wiki feed. Internet, fix this." WikiFeet is a website where you upload the feet of celebrities and e-celebrities, e-girls, anybody who's like a notable name, get a picture of their feet, put it on there, WikiFeet. Doesn't matter if you have their consent or not. It's cataloging feet, guys. That's what it is. And for some reason, she's like, "Get these people's WikiFeets." This didn't age well. Wow. All right. The German army accidentally issues uniforms with SS labels. Oops. German law bans the display of any Nazi iconography, with a combination of S and S even being forbidden from car number plates. Damn. This is an anti-Nazi protest, okay. German army uniforms have been mistakenly issued with SS-sized labels after a production problem reportedly occurred when the initials were thought to be an acronym for the size small short. As reported by the Jewish Chronicle, the German Federal Ministry of Defense has since ordered removal of the labeled combat equipment, which includes helmets, sleeping bags, and waterproof jackets to its troops. So, small short, SS. That's a... Okay, all right, guys. Okay. The Ministry reportedly chalked the incident up to a production problem. The windmill of friendship. The initials SS are often associated with the Schutzstaffel, Adolf Hitler's agency of surveillance and terror in Nazi Germany, who orchestrated the murder of 6 million Jews. German law bans the display of any Nazi iconography, with the combination of S and S even being forbidden from car number plates in all the country states. Damn. Well, that's a big oof, guys. It's a big oof. Squid Game reality show participants say it was rigged in a freezing cold disaster. They made it seem like we all truly had a fair shot to actually win the money. It was already scripted. Oh. In a tidy bit of metaphor making, players who competed in a game show based on Squid Game, the Netflix hit about sadistic rich people who entice people in debt to suffer for their amusement with the promise of a cash prize, say the process was a disaster, with several participants experiencing apparent medical emergencies due to cold weather in England during the filming. Their stated experiences seem to line up with earlier reporting by the British tabloid The Sun. Netflix has denied that anyone experienced any injury during filming. A player also told Motherboard that the game appeared to be scripted from the start, making participants essentially unpaid background characters who had no chance to win the game. This kind of reminds me of Ego Raptor talking about his time on the tester. Was it like 2009 or something? Jesus, hold on. Let me look this shit up real quick, okay? You guys remember the tester? The Tester is a serialized reality program created by Sony Computer Entertainment. Right. Okay. So The Tester, yeah. The Tester was a 3-season show that was released on the PlayStation Network, 2010 to 2012. And basically, it was like, it was the same kind of thing that all reality shows are. There's challenges, there's interviews, there's drama. It's a reality show, right? But Ego Raptor was on season 2 of The Tester, and they clearly just wanted him to get the fuck off the show because he wasn't taking it seriously at all. He was like fucking around in the background of every shot. He was acting like an asshole. He was being a retard. He didn't give a fuck. And you know what? This is like back when Ego Raptor was cool, like old trolly Ego Raptor. I can appreciate. He was fucking around. Also, he was easily the biggest name they had on the season 2 of the show. They like got a bunch of YouTubers and stuff, but Ego Raptor was the biggest name. Everyone else was like small time compared to him. So basically, they rigged the game so that he was kicked off the show by episode 2 or 3, but they kept promoting the show as if he was on it. Like, fuck. What a scummy thing to do. That's what this reminds me of. So, I started to realize that this was never a game that I could win. I'm not a contestant, I'm an extra. Squid Game, The Challenge, was announced last year. It's currently being filmed at a former military base in Bedfordshire, just outside London, and the winner will supposedly be awarded $4.56 million. The production is massive, with 456 players at the outset. They are competing in elaborately staged versions of familiar children's games, like those in the original production, with the distinction being that, unlike those in the hit show, these aren't supposed to be truly dangerous or lethal. A former participant that we spoke to, whose name and other personal information we are withholding to protect their privacy, said they were inspired to apply for the show after being served a targeted ad on Instagram. They heard back several months later, underwent a background check and an interview with a casting director, and had their own physician sign off on a medical assessment. They also had a screening with a psychologist who stressed several times that the experience would be intense. My understanding was that it's going to be similar to Squid Game. We'd be put in uncomfortable situations living with 456 people trying to form alliances, except there would be no tolerance for bullying or harassment or physical violence, or you potentially getting killed. That's how I understood it. The participant flew from their home country to England in January after taking a leave of absence from their job. They were told they would be there 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how long they stayed in the game. When they arrived at a hotel in London, they said it seemed like there was complete chaos and disorganization. It didn't seem like a well-oiled machine. That, of course, doesn't seem to be intentional. The participants were given a sheaf of paperwork which Motherboard reviewed. It shows that a UK-based production company, Studio Lambert, had written out detailed onboarding procedures for participants, including COVID tests, a 24/7 welfare team, a presentation about sexually transmitted diseases, and several orientation videos. The onboarding materials also read, "You are not allowed to speak to any other players while in the hotel. Our security and welfare teams will be around to monitor this during your activities and meal times." Oh. Participants said that they were fitted with a lime green wristband and reprimanded by production staff for speaking to anyone else in the hotel who was also a part of the game. All participants had their phones and computers taken before being transported to the filming location and their luggage locked. They were given a tracksuit to wear along with socks, underwear, and a numbered player t-shirt. At dawn, they were loaded onto a freezing cold bus and then transported to the filming location, an enormous airplane hangar. They were reprimanded again for talking to each other on the bus. Temperatures were below freezing outside, and it felt even colder in the hangar. They were served weak coffee and breakfast sandwiches, so cold they felt frozen. They waited for 2 to 3 hours in a holding room with other players. It was there that they started to suspect that the game might be scripted. Some people were given microphone packs that worked, while others had mics that weren't actually functional. We finally started talking, and I asked, "Hey, what was your casting process like?" One person said they didn't apply but had been sought out by a producer. They recommended a friend who was also cast. Other participants included a TikTok star, a set of twins, and a father-child pair. At that point, the participants told Motherboard that production staff came over and reprimanded them again, telling them that discussing the casting process wasn't allowed. They lowered their voices and continued talking. By comparing notes, several people realized they had flights booked later in the week, as though the production staff already knew that they would be eliminated. Oh. Damn. It was all fake, eh? When the game began, a brutal version of red light, green light, where participants who moved after they'd been told to stop would be eliminated, and fake blood packs strapped to their bodies would burst. The participants had been given hand and foot warmers, but the foot warmers were taken away when filming began. "It's fucking freezing," the participant told Motherboard. "I can't move. I'm trying to stop my body from shivering because it's below freezing." They had been told they would stand still during the game for about 10 minutes. To pass the time, the participants sang quietly to themselves, and soon realized it had to been at least 25 to 30 minutes. "We would move for 5 seconds and stand still for another 20. After about an hour and a half, someone collapses behind me. Another player called for a medic and was eliminated for moving. I'm still ignorantly thinking it's a game. I'm like, oh my god, should I be the good person and yell medic and risk getting eliminated? Over a loudspeaker, production staff told people that if they needed medical attention, they should put up their hands to be attended to. Players shouted back, saying that people who were in pain or not conscious couldn't possibly put their hands up. Production staff then announced that if someone around the players needed a medic, put your hand up, and you won't be eliminated. From there, people started dropping like fucking flies. They heard continuous streams of medic, medic, medic from every corner of the room. People were suffering Charlie horses and extreme cramps. People were throwing themselves on the floor because their feet couldn't move. It was getting ridiculous. The only reason why I didn't say fuck it and leave is because I thought it was for $4.5 million. If at any point I realized I was basically an unpaid extra, I would have left. Netflix said that 3 people were treated for mild medical conditions. Wow. The rules were clearly inconsistent. People were going out and walking past me and saying, "This shit's fucking rigged, I didn't move." And then I watched people move, not get eliminated. After 6 hours, a participant told us I got popped, as did someone near them. We're both like, what the fuck? We didn't move. Damn. By the time they were eliminated, it was a relief to have to leave the hangar where they had been for about 15 hours. They were bussed back to their hotel where more chaos awaited. Everyone's hungry and asking for water. None of that is there. They're frantically trying to order pizzas and not caring about people's dietary restrictions. No one could order their own food because their phones and computers were still locked up, and they weren't allowed to simply leave the hotel and walk somewhere to get something. I was like, I don't want to play this game with you anymore with you people. They were eventually given cookies at the hotel room door, and around 1:30 in the morning, some bottles of water. Other people got what the president refers to as Fire Festival looking burgers. Fire Festival, guys, damn. Delivered in the middle of the night. There was no apparent rhyme or reason to how the food was handed out, and not everyone even got a knock at their door to let them know they had a burger of sorts waiting outside. There's your fucking burger. Fuck you, Squid Game. Oh my god, we're only halfway done the article. I don't even know if I want to finish this. This is kind of like long and slightly boring, but... Mm. Mm. Coffee's good. Yeah, there's just... Oh, alright. Of course, Netflix just says it's all untrue. Of course. Alright. Sure. But... Yeah, everyone... Okay. Yeah, you know what? I get the point. I get the point of the story. Netflix sucks. Of course Netflix fucking sucks, you know? This is what you get when you willingly sign up for Squid Game. Yeah, it seemed pretty rigged, didn't it? Let's continue. Brianna Gay. Boy and girl have been arrested over the Warrington Park killing. So, a boy and a girl, both aged 15 years old, have been arrested on suspicion of the murder of a 16-year-old girl who was stabbed to death in a village park. Brianna Gay was found by members of the public at Linear Park in Culcheth, Warrington, Cheshire. Fucking British names, man. Jesus. Emergency services were called just after 3 p.m. after she was found lying on a path with stab wounds. $2 from Shaker Silver. Thank you very much. Did you hear Fire Festival is getting a sequel? Is it? Fuck. Jesus. Thanks for the $2, man. Brianna was a transgender girl, but detectives said there was no evidence to suggest her murder was a hate crime. Tributes have been paid to Brianna, with one person describing her on social media as a sweet angel and a beautiful girl. Police said the arrested teenagers are from the local area and are being held in custody. The police said a number of inquiries were underway, and police were trying to establish the exact circumstances. At this time, there is no evidence to suggest that the circumstances surrounding Brianna's death are hate-related. Patrols have stepped up in the local area, and officers will remain in the area to provide reassurance and address any concerns that residents may have. Damn, dude. Police earlier said that a post-mortem examination was taking place to establish the cause of death, and that officers were supporting Brianna's family. The head teacher at the high school, Emma Mills, where Brianna was a pupil, said, "We are shocked and truly devastated to hear of the death of Brianna. This is understandably a very difficult and distressing time for many. We will do our utmost to support our pupils and wider school community." Damn, dude. R.I.P. Rip. You know, regardless of what you think about the whole trans thing, she's 16. She was 16. That's too young. You know? Doesn't matter if you don't like trans people or trans politics or whatever. No one deserves to get stabbed in a fucking park at 16 years old. Oh. Apparently she was a TikToker, apparently. Hold on. Yeah. She made TikTok videos. I think she had something like 68,000 subs on TikTok. Was/were. Listen, I can appreciate. I get the joke. I get it. Haha. But still, this is a tragedy. All right. Jokes aside. Yeah, there's no evidence so far that they were killed for being trans. And this, like, people are treating this so fucking poorly. I'll do a thing on this girl eventually, I'm sure, once like the court case happens. But like you get these people who are like rest in power, like she's some sort of fucking communist revolutionary. Like, fuck off with this shit, all right? There's no reason to believe so far that this is a hate crime, all right? You have someone who was stabbed, and then you have two suspects who might have done it. And obviously, like, you know, you can say the normal platitudes, right? You can say, oh, I feel bad for the family, hearts go out, thoughts and prayers. Then you can say, oh, throw the book at the murderers. Like, okay, yeah, we get it. Such safe takes. Okay, understood. But beyond that, you got people on both sides who are just acting fucking ridiculous. All right? Like, people making it all about politics. They're doing all this cringe shit. On the other side, you got people who are saying, I'm glad she's dead, LOL. This one didn't 41% herself, and it's like, Jesus Christ, guys, calm the fuck down, all right? Listen. Even if you don't like trans politics, that does not justify, celebrating when a teenager dies and is stabbed. All right, people are so fucking like, people are just so ugly sometimes on both sides. They don't give a shit about the actual tragedy or the event. They're just straight up political opportunists. And it's disgusting, frankly. It's disgusting. But Dev, the question is, was there wheelchair tracks? I get it. I appreciate the $5, Patrick. I get it. But still. Yeah. R.I.P. Like, you can make this into a political thing if it turns out she was killed for being trans. But you know what? I have a feeling that this relatively normal looking 16-year-old girl does not need the support of Mr. 45-year-old just transitioned person with a 5 o'clock shadow. Okay? You two exist in different universes. And never the like, look at this. Listen. Compare the people in this picture to the person in this picture. What is the difference? Answer that question, and you'll see the problem. Fucking hell. Imagine if her attackers were trans people that didn't pass as well and they were jealous. See, it could be that, like, this is a transphobic attack, right? It could be that, like, her bullies found her and stabbed her to death. It could be the case, like, it was a random mugging, or like a drug sale gone wrong, or something, a sexual assault gone wrong. Could be all those. It could be trans people who failed to pass going after a trans person who clearly does pass. It could be a religious thing. It could be like a very fundamentalist Christian killing someone they know that is trans. It could be a Muslim killing someone they know that is trans. Like, there's so many angles here. All right, these people are saying, "Oh my God, it's a hate crime, and it's all about the white cis heteronormative capitalist patriarchy." And it's like, fuck off, just fuck off, man. I do not even think that someone this fucking young, who's like 16, is actually reading any political theory yet. Like, calm the fuck down with that nonsense, okay? Jesus. Anyway, R.I.P. She didn't deserve it. And regardless of what you feel about the politics surrounding her demographic, everyone should be able to say, without reservation, that this is unacceptable. Simple as that. Yep, here's the people who have, Valid L's on Twitter posted like a cigarette. This is a disrespecting a death kind of emoji thing. And fucking Lots of people doing this shit. Oh yeah, this is a fake account. A fake account doing this. Like what? No, actually, was it? Maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Oh no, Valid Els is retweeting that I want to die. Like, it's just disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. All right. Like, look at all these people laughing at a person's death. Like, you did rest in piss. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Like, what? Why? Like, what possible good are you doing right now to go underneath a person? Like, a person dies, you go to their Twitter account and post, "LOL, fuck you, you got murdered." It's like, what the fuck? I can appreciate the dark humor. I'll probably laugh at it a bit, but like, fucking hell. Christ. Yeah, what's the next link? What's this? Oh yeah. I can't show you what this is because it was deleted and Web Archive didn't save it. This is a person who does OnlyFans, all right? This is Puppy Girl who does OnlyFans. And she does a lot of puppy girl type stuff on OnlyFans. If you're a non-American citizen that is doing Fansly or OnlyFans and trying to go to the USA, good luck. You will be permanently denied. They have refused my visa because I'm a prostitute. Well, you know that countries can decide to let people in or not let people in based on whatever criteria they like, right? Like, that's the sovereign right of the country. And if they don't want to have OnlyFans people coming to their country, they can do that. I'm like, listen, you want to do OnlyFans? Keep it in your own country. It's like, damn. Okay, what's next? Oh, yes. A British teenager who made far-right hate videos influencing the Buffalo shooter has been jailed for 11 years. Oh my God. A British teenager who made far-right extremist videos that influenced the mass shooter who killed 10 black people in a Buffalo, New York supermarket was jailed for 11 and a half years. Oh, by the way, guys, please consider tossing a few super chats my way, supporting the channel. I'd appreciate it. Take care of yourself first, of course, but take care of me as well. Daniel Harris posted videos shared by Peyton Gendron, who pleaded guilty to the shooting in Buffalo, as well as videos linked to Anderson Lee Aldrich, the suspect accused of killing 5 people in a mass shooting in an LGBTQ nightclub. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Judge Patrick Field was quoted as saying, "What they did was truly appalling, but what they did was no more than you intended to encourage others to do when publishing this material online." So wait. What was the content of the videos? Are we going to see? Because if you're just like, if a shooter watches a YouTube channel, the court shouldn't be able to go after that YouTube channel based on that connection. Like, that's fucking insane. Like, that's insane, isn't it? That's fucking wild. Buffalo shooter Gendron admitted to charges of murder and hate-motivated terrorism. Judge Field said, "At the very least, the material you produce and publish has had some influence upon the young man. And I note he was a similar age to you, who went out and shot 10 black people dead in a store in Buffalo." Prosecutors said investigations following the shooting at Club Q in Colorado had revealed a link between videos shared by Harris. Oh, Jesus. Okay. All right. So what are the videos? What are these videos, dude? The court heard the videos he made glorified mass murderers and encouraged others to emulate them, with one video called "How to Achieve Victory," promoting total extermination of subhumans once and for all. Jesus Christ. Okay, maybe he was going... Okay, I thought this was just like, oh, you posted like generic right-wing talking points. You like retweeted a Sargon video or something. Now you got to go to jail. No, okay. I'm pretty sure that Sargon has never advocated for the total extermination of subhumans. Holy fuck. Okay. Harris was found guilty after a trial of 5 counts of encouraging terrorism and 1 count of possession of material for terrorist purposes. which referred to a 3D printer that he was attempting to make firearm parts with. Judge Field said Harris had been a propagandist for an extremist right-wing ideology, adding, "You were in close touch with other right-wing extremists online, and there can be little doubt that you shared ideas between you." The judge added that the teenager had previous convictions, including the racially aggravated criminal damage memorial to George Floyd in Manchester. Okay, so there's definitely a fine line to walk here, right? And it is noteworthy that there are lots of Antifa guys, there's lots of left-wing political theorists who are advocating for violent revolution. They're spreading these ideas, and none of them are getting thrown in the slammer. All right? So there's clearly a bias of who is allowed to promote violence against the system and against random people and who is not. There's clearly a bias there. However, the other conversation is, should you be locked up because you make even ridiculously extreme content, like how to achieve victory? Should you be locked up for that if somebody watches it and then shoots a place up? I'm not sure if you should. That's what free speech is for, isn't it? Yeah. It does seem like a double standard. BD, California, BD, $20. Thank you. When is the trucker video coming out? I'll talk about it soon. Thank you for the $20. It's coming. Trust me. It's coming in this stream. Yeah. Let's continue. Oh, this is the distribution map of particles by February 8th. So the particles do thin out quite a bit, but this is the location of the tanker that went over in Ohio, and they had to blow it up with a controlled detonation. And here are the particles. Here's the particle spread from that explosion. Okay. Now, as they get about to here, you can see it goes from black to blue, and the quantity goes down. So it is dissipating. This is by the way, 10 days old. So it's probably like way the fuck out here by now. But it is dissipating as it goes. But this is the coverage of that. Remember when you watched my my video on the Ohio trains, and there was like that black cloud that was just covering everything, held in place by an induction layer? So this is the spread. There's a bunch of American locations down here that I don't know what they are. Isn't like Buffalo in here somewhere or something? Rochester? You know. It's not hit. New York is here, I'm pretty sure. Not hitting New York. Boston, I think, is here. It's not hitting Boston. It's going past that. But it's hitting... It's like straddling the America-Canada border. So like Ottawa is like right here, where my mouse is. Toronto's like right here. Montreal's like right here. And Quebec City is like right here. So a lot of big Canadian cities are currently getting hit with all of these particles. I don't live anywhere near this area of Ontario, so I'm good. I was considering moving to Ottawa at some point, but haven't been able to do it yet. Need more money. And maybe I'll wait until this shit is fucking settled. Here's the thing. I think, like, this is where the particles are going, but even here, the concentration of them is so low that there's a very, very, very low chance it's going to actually do any kind of negative consequence to you. So if you do live in this area, you're probably fine. Just that the chances of you being fine are, like, slightly less than otherwise. But it's probably going to be fine. It hit Canada. Victory! Fuck you guys. All right. Speaking of another video that I've recently done, let's talk about Sam Smith again. Because I didn't notice this article when I made the video, but holy fuck. I made the comparison between Sam Smith and David Bowie. saying that nothing that Sam Smith is doing is unique or original because David Bowie did it first. And it's all true. It's all true. I'm not censoring any super chats. That's YouTube censoring them. But thank you for the super chats, though. Sam Smith says, I've never heard of David Bowie. I am totally original. Oh, yeah? Are you sure? Sam Smith stated in an interview he has never heard of David Bowie. Oh, my God. He declared that he was a true musical genius and he was totally original. Wow. Okay. That's ridiculous. And we all know it. Tennyson, thanks for joining the D Club. Wait, what is that? 3 cups flour, 3 teaspoons baking powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 cup of sugar or honey, 1/2 cup butter, 12 ounces of beer. Combine. Oven at 350 for 45 to 50 minutes. Beer affects flavor. What are you talking about? Is that like a is that some sort of a recipe? I don't know what for though. Probably like beer bread? Okay. So, Sam Smith is getting a lot of press lately because of his ridiculously laughable attempt at Satanism on the Grammys. He was mocked mercilessly by rock and roll and heavy metal fans for being a nerdy, chubby little pop singer trying to be satanic. Smith was also recently photographed in posing another cheap Bowie copy. Sam was wearing some goofy latex suit. It was an exact replica of a suit worn by David Bowie in the 1970s, but not nearly as cool. Once again, he was mocked relentlessly because Bowie looked incredible and Sam looked like a lumpy, glad trash bag. The internet lit up with comments in the vein of who forgot to take out the trash and the like. He was also compared to a rotisserie chicken. The funniest comment, however, was from guitarist Eric Clapton. It looks like he farted in his wetsuit. Wow. Wow. During the interview, Sam Smith was asked about the events. Oh my God. I know people are saying I am copying David Bowie, but that is rubbish. Who is this David Bowie guy anyway? I never heard of him. What did he accomplish? Fucking hell, dude. That's ridiculous. Well, I wish I had this article to cap off my video, but I guess that's that. Honestly, Sam Smith isn't worth talking about anymore. He's kind of he's done. The UK will treat online images of immigrants crossing the channel as a criminal offence. On the 17th of January, the United Kingdom government announced that online platforms will have to proactively remove images of immigrants crossing the channel in small boats under a new amendment to be tabled to the Online Safety Bill. The announcement, intended to bolster the UK's hostile immigration policy, has been met with concern among the British public. Thanks for $2, Wilson. We have enough. Oh, Rez, we call them politicians. I don't get it. I think you censored it too much. I don't know what you're saying, but thank you. Okay. The UK government announced that online platforms will have to proactively remove images of immigrants crossing the channel in small boats under a new amendment policy to be tabled to the Online Safety Bill. The announcement, intended to bolster the UK's hostile immigration policy, has been met with concern among the British public and charities working with people on the move. So basically, if you post an image of illegal immigrants coming to the UK, that's illegal. What? Okay. It supports an existing provision in the bill under the heading of Assisting Illegal Immigration, Schedule 722. It relies on the interpretation of an obscure text from a 1971 law and on an opaque requirement for online platforms to prevent users encountering the content. The amendment is to be tabled by the government in the House of Lords in response to a politically motivated amendment proposed by 24 Conservative Party members of Parliament and led by the MP for Okay, let's see. The amendment calls for the removal of content that may result in serious harm or death to a child while crossing the English Channel, with the aim of entering the United Kingdom in a vessel unsuited or unsafe for those purposes. Silver Camaro, $2, thank you. The UK is lost. Sargon and Dank should move to America. Damn. It is illegal to out illegal activities. Fucking ridiculous, dude. Fucking ridiculous. It was positioned within a provision about content harmful to children. Wow. So it's not passed yet, but they're working on it. Social media platforms will have to look for these posts and remove them. The language in the bill requires them to prevent users encountering the content, which could imply an upload filter. Wow. What a shit show. SP Elite, $2. Thank you. UK gonna end up in an actual far right party, huh? Yep. Yeah, I think so, to be honest. It's gonna fucking happen because Jesus. People do not like the rightoids do not like the conservatives anymore. They feel like controlled opposition to a lot of British rightoids that I talk to. School lunch lady has been charged with stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. Damn, those must be good chicken wings. Vera Liddell, the food service director for Harvey School District 152 in a south suburban area, has been accused of stealing $1.5 million worth of food, mainly chicken wings. Liddell worked for the district for over a decade. The court states that Liddell ordered more than 11,000 cases of chicken wings and picked them up in a district cargo van. The food was never brought to the school or provided to the students. District funds were used to pay for the food, however. It is not known what happened to those chicken wings. She stole them. She ate all of them. The scheme was uncovered during a routine mid-year audit by the district's business manager, who found that the district was $300,000 over its annual food service budget. Employees of Golden Food Service, the district's food provider, were familiar with Liddell due to the massive amount of chicken wings she had purchased. The case was investigated by the Cook County State Attorney's Office, and Liddell has been charged with theft. She is in custody at the Cook County Jail with a bond of $150,000. Okay. Damn. Listen. Here's how you pull off a scam like this. You shouldn't pull off a scam like this, but if you were going to, you order like one extra box. All right? You order one extra box. And then like at the end of the work, you bring that to the workplace and you put it in like the back of the freezer. And then like you stay an extra 15 minutes after the place closes up because you have to finish something real quick. And then you take the extra box out of the freezer and then you slip it into your bag or you slip it into and you put it in your car. And then you know what? Then you have your one box of chicken wings. And then you do that again like the next week or something or the next month, you know? Places like this, and you'll learn if you work in any sort of distribution, you work in any sort of like grocery store, any sort of cafeteria, any sort of restaurant, places like this do not notice when a little bit goes missing. They will notice when thousands of wings, $1.5 million of wings go missing. They will notice. All right? The heist was finger licking good. Fuck. No cards, no candy. Here's the thumbnail for today. Ontario school bans Valentine's Day, arguing that it harms equity goals. While we acknowledge the celebration of Valentine's Day and are mindful of the popularity of that day, it is not celebrated by all students. This goes hand in hand. Like some schools are banning the idea of having best friends, and it's like Jesus. So equality now requires that everyone have the same relationship with everyone at all times. No friends, no romantic partners. Everyone has to be equal. So either that means that like everyone is isolated and atomized and alone, or this is like the Brave New World generation where everyone is just sexually available to everyone else at all times. That might be fun though. But anyway, Ontario Elementary School has canceled Valentine's Day on the grounds that the traditional celebration of love could negatively impact our families and students. Wow. Fuck you. It is essential that all students feel welcomed and reflected at school, and that our celebrations do not negatively impact our families and students. Listen here. Listen fucking here, okay? I didn't feel welcomed or reflected at my school, and I actually enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that I could go home and play on like my Super Nintendo and my N64 and my PlayStation 1, and that would be like my private safe space, basically. I didn't need the safe space to be in public. I didn't need it to be at school. School was the place where you toughen up. Where you deal with shitty teachers, you deal with fucking bullies, you deal with the jocks or whoever, all the popular kids, you deal with all those fucking assholes. You go, and then after you deal with them for the day, you've paid your dues, you go home and you have a little bit of fun, all right? You shouldn't be coddled all the fucking time. Like, what's really funny is, like, yeah, I never really got anything for Valentine's at school either. What's really funny is, like, I know that rightoids like to laugh at leftoids over the whole safe space thing. The truth is, every human being needs and has safe spaces. But it's private. That's the point. You know, your safe space is not at your workplace or on your campus. Your safe space is like when you go home at the end of a rough day and you hang out with like the people important to you. You know, the idea of a safe space is that you can present your emotions on an event and not be challenged, because sometimes you just need to vent, or sometimes you just need to like come to grips with something that's happened to you that's been a big deal. Everyone needs that. So everyone needs a safe space. But you can't have the entire fucking world be your safe space. Fuck. Because everyone also needs to be challenged too. Everyone also needs to engage in competition and engage in self-reflection. And those things require that you not exist in a safe space. So, fuck. Yeah. Everyone needs their Resident Evil save room. Exactly. But the whole game can't be that. The whole game can't be a Resident Evil save room. Christ. All right. So, an elementary school in Kitchener, Ontario, John Steckel Public School, 750 students. They are not celebrating Valentine's Day. In 2021, the school banned the bringing of paper valentines onto school property on the grounds that they were non-essential materials that could act as a vector for infectious disease. Oh, 2021, okay. COVID nonsense, okay. For this year, it was for reasons of health and equity. Let's see. Valentine's Day imposes a financial strain on families who feel forced to purchase cards or sweets. What was interesting, actually, is I recall, now that I'm talking about it, in like grades 1 through grades 3, they forced us to have like little mailboxes on our desks, and everyone in the class had to give a Valentine to every other person in the class. I remember this now. You could buy like Valentine sets. Like, hold on, maybe I can show you this. Hold on. So like, can I find this? Oh yeah, I had this set, guys. My parents bought me this set. All right, check this out. Check this fucking out. Hold on. My parents got me this for Valentine's Day. Street Fighter 2 Super Nintendo Valentines, 38 Valentine's cards. Includes teacher card and 2 bonus cards in the back. Basically, it was just Valentines, but with Street Fighter characters. And the idea was you would give like, you had to give one to every single person in the class. It cost 75 cents. What fucking financial strain, Jesus. Let me see here. Yeah, man. Yeah, look. Dude. I can be nice. Let's be friends. Like evil ass Chun-Li. I mean to be yours. Happy Valentine's Day. Like, I had this exact set as a kid. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I was like 5 years old or something. Wild. But yeah, like basically everyone was required to give, of course, everyone was required to give everyone a Valentine's. And even me as a kid, I was like, I looked through my my box, my little Valentine's mailbox, and I see Valentine's from kids that I know who fucking hate me, and I don't like them. And I'm like, this doesn't mean anything. I knew that the school made you do this. I'm not fucking stupid. Even 5-year-old Dev understood what was going on. I was like, no, I know what's going on here. Like, fuck. Fuck, man. And it was like, I remember like being just so cynical about it. Like, I know, like, you get like forced Valentines from the popular blonde girls, and you're like, fuck, dude. Like, damn. I knew what was going on. It just made me feel worse, not better. I would have felt better without getting any Valentines. But okay. Let's see. Also, the candy was inconsistent with the healthy schools approach. Okay. Trying to decrease health inequities among the student population. All right. Let's see. This is far from the first time that this school board has found itself in the midst of a culture war that has earned national and even international attention. Last January, Teacher Carolyn Brzezinski was forcibly silenced at a board meeting and handed a stay-at-home order after she raised concerns about illustrated storybooks in school libraries that dismissed the medical side effects of gender transitioning, or inferred that a lack of sexual thoughts may be a sign of an asexual gender identity. Maybe Rick, the protagonist in the book, doesn't have sexual feelings yet because he's a child, said Brzezinski shortly before her microphone was cut off. Damn, dude. And of course, the same week that John Sickel canceled Valentine's Day, the board published a lengthy open letter inferring that a delegation of concerned parents to one of their recent meetings had been motivated by hatred and transphobic bigotry. Parents had objected to a student census that explicitly asked younger students about their ethnic background and sexual orientation, as well as a school policy of immediately accommodating a child's wish for gender transition without informing guardians. Hate, racism, and xenophobia are not opinions that should be gathered through consultation. The hallmark of a democratic public education system should be that we serve all students well, especially those with the least power. Hold on. Democracy requires gathering opinions through consultation. That's what the vote is. These people don't understand what they're fucking saying. They're so stupid. All right. Maybe I need you to do like a main video on this. Yeah, it's a fucking elementary school. Listen, okay? Listen. All right. I probably got a hold of like my first lesbian porn and even gay porn in like grade 6 or grade 7, okay? And no one knew. My parents didn't know. No one at the school knew. Even my friends didn't know. I found that shit online. I snuck it from the internet. And I was like, "Oh wow. It's really cool to see Sailor Moon and Sailor Mercury lying there naked, sucking on each other's titties. Like, oh, I didn't know that girls could do that with girls," said young Dev, you know? And it was a better experience discovering what sex was and enjoying the taboo while it still remained a taboo on my own without the fucking school getting involved. Fuck. Let's see. Last summer, the board censored one of its only black trustees, Mike Ramsey, after he objected to lesson plans which encourage Caucasian students to acknowledge their white privilege. Most trustees see me as the wrong kind of black man. Holy fuck. So, basically, this shit show is going on. I'm going to save this article and do a main video on it. I think it's deserving of it. Like, how fucking ridiculous is this? Christ. So stupid. And finally, Justin Trudeau called out for labeling convoy protesters, but the Emergencies Act report finds he met the threshold to shut them down. So, everyone's been asking, Dev, when are you doing the trucker video? When? I said, I am waiting for the commission to report to Parliament. The commission reported to Parliament yesterday, so I'm going to begin working on the trucker video. I have all my sources, I have all my links, I have a very rough draft, so the process now begins for a real in-depth trucker video. So, here we go. In a wide-ranging report released on Friday, the Ontario Justice Paul Rouleau found a failure of police and federalism turned last winter's convoy protest into a national crisis. This is the last piece of the puzzle, and I will be using it. There's actually quite a lot of interesting things in this report, and that I'll be using for the video. Okay. So, the commission did in fact say that the use of the Emergencies Act was justified. However, there's a bunch of other things in here. Where is it? Where's the excess? Where is it? Oh, yes. The Commissioner Rouleau said that Trudeau had unacceptable views. I can't fucking find it in here now. You know what? Here, I have to go in 9 minutes, so I'll just tell you the TLDR, okay? So basically, what happened with the Emergencies Act Commission is they interviewed everyone involved, including Trudeau himself. And they discovered a few interesting things. They discovered that Justin Trudeau himself stoked the fire of the convoy protest. He made it worse, and then they chastised him for it, which is just a slap on the wrist, to be honest. It's not a real punishment. It's a slap on the wrist. However, it is something that, for example, conservatives will be able to use in the upcoming election. You know, I can picture it now in my mind's eye. All right, the video clip of the judge saying that Trudeau failed and at least partially caused the protest. That's going to be played over and over and over and over on Canadian TV, on YouTube videos. That's going to be something that conservatives are going to use, as they should. However, ultimately, that Trudeau was justified in using the Emergencies Act. And here's the real interesting thing. He was justified because nobody else would. All right? The public outside of Ottawa didn't necessarily wholeheartedly support the truckers, but they did not support extending lockdowns and mandates anymore. That had passed. The police in Ottawa did not support removing them. They refused to do it. The local businesses in Ottawa who had the machinery to move those trucks, they refused to do it. So what they realized is that Justin Trudeau ultimately had to use the Emergencies Act to end the protest, but only because, one, the protests were disruptive enough to stop the working of the city, and two, because the protests were popular enough that nobody else wanted to do it. And on the one hand, it's like, okay, well, you do have to clear them out. Okay, I get it. But basically, Trudeau's own incompetence led him to a position where he had to do this because he did so many unpopular things, and now it's all coming back to bite him in the ass. Dev needs to learn to question the authority a bit more. Jesus Christ. You need to learn to listen to what I'm saying, all right? Give me a second here. Exactly. He could have tried talking to them. Here's the interesting thing, okay? Basically, Paul Rouleau, even though he does have a history of being very bipartisan and being very fair, he's also a Trudeau appointee. There's multiple other scandals coming out right now about liberal-aligned justices being corrupt. They're local Canadian stories. So outside of Canada, you're not going to hear about them. But I have them. I have them saved, ready to go. Now, there's no proof against Paul Rouleau himself. So this is circumstantial. It does not actually prove anything. But there's definitely some back scratching going on here. I think personally, this is again, I want to be very clear about this, okay? I don't have a smoking gun. But if I had to guess, it feels like to me that there's some back scratching. I could be wrong. I'm not going to go out and say this is what happened and he did this. No. But the possibility exists, and I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to talk about all of it. But basically, Trudeau's behavior throughout the pandemic, and then basically lost him the popularity of the people. And then when it came to the fact that people were protesting against all the dumb shit he had done, Trudeau was so unpopular that no one wanted to actually get rid of the truckers. So he had to invoke the Emergencies Act and use federal force to do it, which is that's a damnation of Trudeau. And I sincerely hope the Conservatives capitalize on this, because Trudeau has been in power for 8 years now. No one likes him anymore. Trudeau mania has worn off. The new Conservative leader, Pierre Poilievre, he's very popular right now. The normies around town are talking about him. People are talking Pierre Poilievre. He's not like an old boomer neocon. He's a younger, more libertarian-oriented conservative, and he's experiencing a wave of popularity that felt a lot like the inevitability of Trudeau in 2015. If you were in Canada and it was 2015 before Trudeau got elected, 6 months before that election, it just felt inevitable. The way that everyone was talking, the way that everyone was kind of carrying themselves, the way that political conversations were going online and offline, it just felt inevitable that Trudeau was going to win. That he's the next prime minister. We all know it. We all know how people are going to vote. It's going to end up, and we all knew it. We could feel it, and how the politics of the era were reacting. And we're just waiting for the election, and it happened. He won. It feels the exact same way with Pierre Poilievre now. He feels inevitable in the same way that Trudeau did in 2015. Trudeau's going to get reelected in 2025. Canada sucks. I mean, he might, but it doesn't feel like it. Let me put it this way. When Andrew Scheer was the Conservative leader, it felt like he was going to lose. right? When Aaron O'Toole, or whatever his name, I think it was O'Toole, when he was conservative leader, it felt like he was going to lose. It doesn't feel that way with Pierre Poilievre. It feels very different. Are y'all conservative like the Tories though? SP Elite, they're very Tory-esque, yeah, in some ways. Yeah, see Thomas, thanks, man. But basically, there's a lot going on here with this commission report. Oh, also, let's see. Can I? Reasonable? Is it in here? Right. This is the most interesting part. The most interesting part of the commission's report. The judge said, I do not come to this conclusion easily, as I do not consider the factual basis for it to be overwhelming. Reasonable and informed people could reach a different conclusion than the one I arrived at. So he's admitting that there's enough evidence that he could be wrong. And then it's like, well, why are you choosing this though? I mean, it could be because he feels that it's right. Okay. Could be that he's loyal to the Liberals. Okay. Could be that he's loyal to Trudeau. Okay. Like, but basically, he's saying that the situation is close enough that reasonable people could look at all the evidence and say that Trudeau was not justified in using the Emergencies Act. So it was very close. It was very close. You know, he agreed. He agreed with government rationale of using the act, but he also concluded that the need to invoke the act in the first place was avoidable, and it was government and police failures that made it necessary. So he puts the blame on everyone. He puts it on Trudeau, the Liberals. He puts it on the Conservatives and on the provincial level, and he puts it on the police. So like, there's actually a lot here to go through, and I think I am now ready to finally start doing my my trucker video. So it will come, eventually. I'll get to it, I'm sure. $5, Sean King. I think Trudeau is going to go the same way as Kathleen Wynne. I fucking hope so. What a nightmare disaster he's been. Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, that's the end. I've read all the super chats. I know I did a weekly sip on a weird time, but that's just how it goes. Tomorrow, Lilith and I are doing a tubcast. And make sure you're there, okay? I will see you guys next time. Have a good one. Oh. Make sure you tune in tonight. In like 3 hours, Dave and I are streaming SFO Arcade. He's finally better enough to do it. I fucking hope. He said he was before I started the stream. So make sure that you're there. I will see you then in like 2 to 3 hours. Make sure, come back to the channel. I'll see you. Let's go raid Arch. Arch is, he's doing the Arch cast right now. Let's go raid him, okay? We'll see you there. Bye.